Good day, everyone. This is Yin Yang in California with Morsels of a Thought number 1604. Saturday, it is a we don't know day. Normally, it is The Stoics by Epictetus. And I wanted to give us a sneak preview of George J. Chanos's book, Millennial Samurai, Book One of Mindset for the 21st Century, which I will bring over to Mondays when we are going after, well, mindset would be Mondays eventually. So I wanted to give us a preview of the book so far. Um, the table of contents has a lot of it's just so okay. There's an about the author, there's a foreword, there's an introduction, there's the right mindset, there are core values, there are core principles, there's your sword, there's sharpening your sword, there are relationships, and action is magic, fear and failure, your one and only life, your opportunities are unlimited, and issues that matter, the future is here, and a conclusion. So, about the author. We are here to give you morsels of a thought of borrowed wisdom because knowing the right things to do is wisdom and actually doing them is virtue. And my goal is to bring more virtue into the world. Who knew I could do it with morsels of a thought? So here we are. About the author. George J. Chanos, Esquire, served as Nevada's 31st Attorney General. He administered Nevada's Department of Justice and acted as the state's chief legal officer and advisor. While serving in as Nevada's Attorney General, he successfully argued 9-0 the case of Wharton versus Bocking 549 U.S. 406 in 2007 before the Supreme Court of the United States. I looked it up, and it has to do with retroactive enforcement of criminal laws, certain laws. Prior to serving as Nevada's Attorney General, Mr. Chanos had a distinguished legal career representing individual and corporate clients on all matters relating to the growth and management of their businesses. He is an author, speaker, and business consultant. He has served on numerous boards, both civic and corporate, and for the last 10 years has served as chairman of Capriotti's Sandwich Shop, Inc., a rapidly growing 100 plus unit Q&R franchise whose millennial owners, his partners, he continues to advise and mentor. Mr. Chanos is a father and an uncle. His daughter Alexandra is currently attending the University of Nevada, Las Vegas, and his nephew David is a graduate of San Diego State University. They are both millennials and are the inspiration for this book. For more information on the subjects covered in this book and on related topics, visit georgejchanos.com. That's all one word, George J. Chanos.com and millennialsamurai.com. Dedicated to Alex and David. In the foreword in book one, this is book one. In 1995, astrophysicist Carl Sagan published a book called The Demon Haunted World, which warned against the dangers of pseudoscience and scientific illiteracy. Dr. Sagan predicted a future that is eerily similar to what we are seeing today, and he encouraged all of us to engage in critical and skeptical thinking. Millennial Samurai is intended to encourage and facilitate that critical and skeptical thinking by exploring and explaining many of the most important issues, concepts, and technologies that will redefine life as we know it during the 21st century. So I have highlighted a few points that I'd like to read out to you. Your sword is on page 88. And it's here. Your sword, page 88. Oh dear, did the bookmark fall out? Yeah, the bookmark fell out. Oh, maybe it's in my hand. The bookmark is in my hand, and the page is now not marked. Your sword, your brain, is a double edged sword. Your brain has two sharp edges, one that can help you and one that can harm you. Let me get there. Hold on. Da-da-da. Okay. Understanding how your brain works will allow you to gain a greater understanding not only of your own thoughts, but of the thoughts of others. Now, yesterday we were reading from Brody, Dr. Brody, Dr. Brody Miller, PhD, um, uh, Brain Rescue. And so here we are all talking about the brain these days, and neuroplasticity is the newest phenomenon that has been, I suppose, kept secret through the ages by everybody. We didn't purposely keep it a secret from ourselves, but we discovered it in the 1990s or 2000s or something. Understanding how your brain works will allow you to gain a greater understanding not only of your own thoughts, but of the thoughts of others. The following chapters allow you to see the world more clearly. Think critically, guard against misinformation, and assist you in your search for the truth. Our brains experience the world and collect information through our five senses, our senses of sight, sound, touch, taste, and smell. This sensory information is what creates our thoughts, emotions, perspectives, and personalities. Our brains also process information and sensations at different levels of consciousness. He's right. Our conscious mind plays a critical role in shaping how we experience and respond to the world, but our unconscious mind also exerts a huge influence on our lives. Now, in the Chinese life science technology, there are actually 8 senses. The 5 senses that we know of, the sixth sense is the subconscious. Our brains receive approximately 11 million bits of information per second. Yet, our conscious brain can only process 15 to 50 bits of information per second. The vast majority of sensory information enters through our unconscious brain outside of our conscious awareness. We believe that when we make decisions, we understand the principal factors that influenced those decisions. Very often, nothing could be further from the truth. Now, this is all George J. Chanos talking. I stopped at the word unconscious for myself. Our most our most basic assumptions about ourselves and society are often based on information that we may not even be aware of consciously. Now, in morsels of a thought, we are hoping to get morsels of a thought of wisdom. And our wisdom is going to lead us to actions of virtue. So we are going to bring more virtue into the world. George J. Chanos has written a book called The Millennial Samurai, Book One, A Mindset for the 21st Century. And in it, he's got really, really important things to point out about how technology it has influenced us and is going to continue to influence us. And I attended his talk at a luncheon after the secret knock in Nevada, and he says that it will hit us like a tsunami. It will hit us like a tsunami. We will, we what we used to call a tidal wave, which was a redundant term. Um, AI will hit us to the point that we are going to have a different sense of what humanity is. So here he goes. Our brains do not simply experience the taste of wine or food, they create it. And that creation of taste is influenced by a multitude of factors, including the product's marketing, price, label, bottle or brand, our surroundings, music, and the people we're with. Okay, excuse me while I rub my nose. I have to rub my nose really badly. Oh my gosh, I have an itchy nose. Jesus Christ. Sorry. The very nature of our brain means that we are highly susceptible to manipulation, misdirection, and control. Advertisers, corporations, politicians, and governments all know this, and you need to know it as well. I'm going to read the first parts and last paragraphs of each of these sections that I'm highlighting to you today, because we are actually doing a sneak preview today of this book, which will eventually go to Monday. This point cannot be overstated. You need to recognize and guard against your inherent physiological vulnerability to misinformation and manipulation. You do this through increased awareness, inquiry, and attention. You need to be aware of both your brain's immense power and significant vulnerability. You need to see your brain as a double-edged sword, both to maximize your potential and avoid harm. Okay, number 2 is in sharpening your sword, mindfulness on page 118. We are capable of mindfulness. We are capable of changing. This is a quote by Jill Bolt Taylor, B-O-L-T-E Taylor, American neuroanatomist, author, and speaker, who says, we are capable of mindfulness. We are capable of changing our thoughts and changing our brains. Change your thoughts, change your destiny. That's part of the life science technology that I practice separately from this. And the author here, George J. Chanos, says, mindfulness is a state of active, open attention to the present moment. When you're mindful, you observe your thoughts and feelings more consciously instead of letting your life pass you by. Mindfulness means living in the moment and awakening to all types of experiences. Mindfulness is the essence of engagement. Henry Miller, American writer, said, the moment one gives close attention to anything, even a blade of grass, it becomes a mysterious, awesome, indescribably magnificent world in itself. Those who perform at the highest levels are the most focused and the most mindful, says George J. Chanos. He also says, when we start to focus on positive thoughts, we let go of our fears and anxieties. Pain is often a given, but suffering is optional. In sum, there is scientific evidence that we have the ability to control our thoughts. We do this by experiencing life more fully, more consciously, and more mindfully as it unfolds. And the last paragraph is in this section is you have the ability to develop and improve both your conscious and unconscious mind through reading, experience, and practice, and you have the ability to gain greater control over your thoughts through focus, meditation, positive affirmation, visualization, and mindfulness. Okay, and next I wanted to read to you where did I put it? 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 Number 3, designing your future, your one and only life, page 240. This is a hard one. I say it's hard because there's a whole list to follow. The first step in designing your future is self-examination. In considering your employment and career options, you first need to ask what's important to you. Is it gaining wealth, status, position, or power? Is it acquiring recognition or fame? Is it to please, satisfy, or impress someone other than yourself, perhaps your family, a spouse, or a love interest, classmates, colleagues, or friends, or the views of society in general? Is it having more time for your family, the flexibility to work from home, the ability to get time off for travel? Is it having a real passion for your work, doing something you love, a desire to learn, or a desire to help others? Begin your analysis by examining and understanding your motivations and establishing your priorities. The next thing to consider is what are the critical tasks or key responsibilities of a given job or career that you are considering? What skills will be required to excel at those tasks and successfully discharge those responsibilities? Now, this book is titled George J. Chanos, Book One, Millennial Samurai. Book one, A Mindset for the 21st Century. It's a white book, and I had only yellow paper, but this is all the yellow reproduction of the front cover. And in this book, um, George J. Chanos, who was the Nevada former Nevada Attorney General, has come up with so many thoughts about how our thoughts are going to be uh, outwitted by AI in the future, and that it is going to change our lives as we know it. So here, he's talking about designing your future, and these are the basic steps to know right now. When you find a match between your skill set and the skills required of a given position, you will have identified a job, trade, or career where you are likely to find success. How would you rank yourself in the following skills? Leadership, judgment, organizational, management, strategic, motivational, relationship, communication, teaching, coaching, delegation, supervision, financial, accounting, mathematical, observational, listening, negotiating, dispute resolution, analytical, writing, public speaking, social media, networking, social, marketing, creative, graphic, design, computer, sales, physical ability, language, technology, technical, and typing. Now, I happen to have an example from the other day where I was at the computer place called the Geek Squad at a store we have called Best Buy, which sells technology, any technology, kitchen stuff, computer stuff. And the Geek Squad gentleman who was helping me happened to be, he was he reminded me of George J. Chanos, actually. I was thinking of that at the time because he had this sort of a meditative set about him. He was everything around him was chill is the word these days, serene. Um, and he said that he had spent 11 years in the Navy. And the reason that he was no longer in the Navy was because he couldn't pass his physical because of a neck injury. And so physical ability has influenced his life very, very much because he would really rather be in the Navy. But now he is helping people with their computer technical problems. So, anyway, uh, finally, consider other intangible issues, such as how you feel about the people you would be working with, how you and your family feel about the city you would be working in, and what level of compassion and benefits, and what level of compensation and benefits come with the position. Ask about your benefits. Are you motivated and excited about the position? Do you have a real passion for the work, the mission of the company, and the overall opportunity? Based on these considerations, you should be able to make a good, well-informed decision. And one thing that I noticed also at the Geek Squad, a different place, a different person was unsure of his benefits. And I said, that's one of the things you're working for. So make sure you find out more about them. Some places have good deals on sports gym memberships as a part of their package because it helps their employees stay healthy, which lowers the cost of their medical insurances. So there we are. Okay, number 4, I want to go to, oh goodness gracious, designing your future. Number 4, the Internet of Things, 371. Now this page, the printing is all mauled over here, but that's okay. The Internet of Things. It is estimated that there will be 50 billion connected devices by 2020. 2020. This book was written in 2019, so that was the year before 2020. All right, so I'll just go through this a little bit and then we will call it a day. The Internet of Things. It is estimated that there will be 50 billion connected devices by 2020. The Internet of Things, IoT, I small o capital T, converts environmental information into a digital format and transmits data to a central hub for further analysis and action. The environmental data can be motion, temperature, visual, sound, geolocation, tilt, energy, pressure, moisture, force, flow, vibration, chemicals, and a host of other sensory inputs that can provide deeper insights about the environment of the object or how it is being used. This emerging technology is expected to gross over $19 trillion in the next several years. An IoT device has 3 basic building blocks: sensors, computing, and connectivity. These three building blocks of IoT are not new, but the combination of the three creates a very powerful tool. I'm going to read the last 4 paragraphs here. When you're on your way from home from work, you'll get an alert from your refrigerator reminding you to stop by the store to pick up specific items. Your home security system can already be enabled to remotely control your locks and thermostats, heat or cool your home, open your windows, or turn on your lights based on your preferences. Based on your preferences. Now, I don't allow people into my home that do not do things according to my preferences. For instance, if they open my window without my permission, which would make it a danger for my cats to fall out of the 7th floor, they are not allowed into my house anymore. That is something you must do as far as setting boundaries is concerned. All businesses want to minimize revenue losses that occur due to outages or downtime. IoT will also create demand for new skill sets. Businesses will need data scientists who can create actionable intelligence for their particular business needs. IoT has incredible potential to disrupt both business to business B2B and business to consumer B2C numeral 2 B2 B numeral 2 B or B numeral 2 C business models. It will create and IoT will create and transform entire industries. Whew. So I actually read you some of this. Um, okay, all right. So I got through far less than half of what I really wanted to read to you today, but I think that you get an idea. Uh, uh, Control your thoughts, for example. Um, Shakespeare, the English poet, playwright, and actor, says, "There is nothing either good or bad, but thinking makes it so." And the bottom line in this section, part 2, is millennial samurai control their thoughts. Whew, this book is like, how, it's good. All right, so I will talk to you again later. I will see you tomorrow. We are in a story for Sunday, and this book will be sneak previewed a few more times, probably on Wednesdays, and then after that, it will settle in on a Monday. Okay? Old Kinderhick. Bye.